I think it's very, very important today to have printers engage their suppliers to help solve the problems that they're facing, whether it's environmental, economics, or productivity or efficiency. Many of the suppliers today, Prestech being one of those, is very, very capable in helping printers expand their capabilities, and it's great engagement when you invite your supplier in to have them help you address your issues and your problems.
If I was given advice today, I would say stay close to your customer, understand what they do today, what their customers do, and how you can help them grow their business and communicate better inside their company and with their customers.
My biggest piece of advice for printers is do what you do best. That's print more of your stuff and getting it out to more of your customers, meaning treat yourself like one of your customers. Go out there and do more advertising, more marketing, more direct mail. Make sure your pieces look better than the pieces that you're printing for your customers. Printers are notorious for not doing their own stuff, for not doing it the way that they do it for their customers. I can't tell you the number of times printers have walked up to me and said, here's my business card, I'm sorry, let me change it right here, I haven't updated, we moved a year ago. So printers need to practice what they preach, and if they did that more, they'd be doing a lot more business.
I think historically, if we go back several years, printers used to put ink on paper and sell it. And today I think printers have to provide value add. I think they have to move up the value chain, right? And I think they have to provide communication services to their clients as opposed to just printing. They need to get to the marketing departments of these companies and find out what they're really looking for. And now it's a combination. It's not just printing, but it's also other kinds of communication services using the internet, using the kinds of technologies that are coming out that are non-printing technologies. And that could be e-presentment, for example. But a printer has to understand what his client is looking for and address it, whether it means ink on paper or not.
The biggest piece of advice that I can pass on completely depends on who you are. I mean, I'd love to custom tailor this to each one of you watching this, but I think the simplest one is to get out. Not get out of the industry, but to get out more often into your customers' businesses. Get into their industries. I just was talking to someone the other day about the American Dietetics Association. I mean, learn about another industry, find out what their challenges are, find out what their opportunities are, and decide whether there's some business there that you'd like to go after. So, biggest opportunity is getting out and seeing about new opportunities to connect with your customers.
A couple things. My number one advice, always make sure you have good salespeople, because that overcomes a lot of ills. But I think the real thing is to identify what you think you can be good at and what type of markets you want to go for where you can add value around print. So whether it's on the low end, sort of fulfillment and kitting, all the way up to fully integrated data management and delivery solutions, decide what niche you're going to be in and realize that just being a commercial printer with no value added is not a good long-term business model. You really have to decide where you want to be and what new value add you can bring to your customers. And that's a challenge, but you have to do that.
The number one piece of advice I would give to printers right now in this industry is to step back and realize that this is about your customers, not necessarily about you. Our economy is a services-based economy, not a manufacturing economy. As printers, you're manufacturers, you produce printed pages. But in a services economy, you have to change your language and you have to talk about your customer's value proposition, not yours. I believe printers have to relearn an entirely new language, and they have to speak the language of their customers so that you're talking about what their needs are, etc. So no longer are you going to say, I'm going to do a direct mail campaign to generate sales. I'm going to talk about the fact that I'm doing a relationship building campaign. I'm going to do a customer acquisition campaign. So literally changing the whole way we talk so that it's in the words of the customer and what they value versus what we have to sell. So it's a consultative approach, and it's what we call working in that services model. It's about what you can do for your customer, not what you're going to sell them. So it's a very, very hard cultural change, but it can be done, and it's going to be done slowly. But if you don't start now, I'm very, very concerned that people are going to get left behind.
I think we all have to be mindful of the changes that are taking place. technology, the way people communicate, the social media thing, all of that has got to be driving our thoughts about how to best serve our customers and those that they serve their customers. That's really where the rubber meets the road and what we're all going to have to be doing over the next 3 to 5 years.
Return on investment. Look at what you have. Look at how you can utilize what you have. Look what solutions are available to add to those, and take advantage of what you have. Look for a company that has a track record and has the R&D and has that you have confidence in to bring your solutions to life.
Well, I mean, there's certainly a lot of advice that we as a manufacturer can provide, but I think as we look at the marketplace, certainly, again, ensuring that as a print service provider, you're continuing to invest in technology as well as the expertise to leverage that technology so that you can bring new value-added services to your clients. That's a key piece of advice that I think any print service provider can utilize in order to make their business not only sustainable, but of greater value. And again, one of the things I think we also talk to our customers about is it's important that they sell differently in the marketplace today as compared to in the past. What we found in the past is that many print service providers, I think, have kind of been put in a position where they've been forced to sell based upon price, and as a result, they've had to contend with constant declines in margins, and certainly the pressures there have made it difficult for them to continue to invest. In talking to clients, Canon really has been advising them to try to compete based upon the value of the printed piece that they're providing. So, for example, when I'm delivering a variable data piece to my client, it's not about what it costs, for example, to produce that piece. It's what kind of rate of return can that customer achieve based upon the kind of response rates that their customers are going to provide in connection with that particular piece. So that piece has value beyond just the cost to produce it itself. And so, in addition to the continued investment in technology, the advice that we're providing to our clients is that they should continue to sell in such a way that they're demonstrating to their clients that they're more than just a printer. They're providing value-added services that it can in fact impact the bottom line of their customers. And so those are clearly a couple pieces of advice we would provide. And also the last area is get help. I mean, there are successful print service providers in the marketplace who have been able to do this and transition their business from traditional print offerings to value-added services. And Canon as a company makes a number of mentoring services available to our customer base for just this purpose. And certainly, this is not a time to be bashful as a business. This is a time to really get the assistance you need to help transform your business into a value-added service provider. And certainly, we as a vendor can offer those services. And certainly, there are many consultants in the marketplace who are doing just that for clients. So.